Welcome to LOC Network. I am your host Frank Sanders.
And I am your host Lindsay Ogden. Welcome.
You ready to talk some LOC football, Lindsay?
I sure am, Frank. Here is what is in store for this week's episode.
We will be recapping the best and worst moments of the 2013 LOC draft and looking at how preseason has affected the teams.
We're also going to get Coach Nathwani from the Dream Team on the line for Coach Call.
Let's take a look at our best moments from the draft. A whopping 4 tight ends came off the board in the space of just 15 picks.
The Dream Team, ADRZ, Bare Necessities and Gridiron Gang all took tight ends. Clearly there is a focus on them this year.
There definitely was Lindsay. No question these teams will have a leg up on the others in the league.
We also saw a massive rush on quarterbacks at the end of the 4th and start of the 5th round.
5 quarterbacks went off the board in the space of 6 picks. That is as good a rush as I've ever seen one, Lindsay.
Agreed. I don't remember talent at one position ever going off the board so quickly. And our last great moment, Giovanni Bernard falling to Wicknan in the 15th round. What a steal.
Indeed, Lindsay. Unbelievable, he nearly went undrafted. And now on to the worst moments of the draft.
For some strange reason, the Tuckfords decided to draft Ravens defense and Stafford even though they have Breeze and 49ers.
Yeah, that one doesn't really make a lot of sense. The Ravens have since been dropped. Harvin and Crabtree were also drafted, back-to-back, by the same team.
Yes, Gridiron Gang is clearly thinking future returns here, as they sacrificed depth to take these two. Let's hope it pays off.
And lastly, Tom's Tyrants took Eli Manning as their starting quarterback. You'd think with all the QBs, he could get someone better?
Yes, Frank, Tom's Tyrants really seem to drop the ball a bit here. So with the draft recapped, let's take a look at how the teams have been affected by preseason.
ADRZ have had an okay preseason. Losing Alexander was a blow, and seeing the Panthers struggle is worrying, but nothing major.
The real QB's depth took a massive blow when John Stewart was placed on the PUP list. Aside from this, their team hasn't changed.
Tom's Tyrants nearly hit the panic button, with Bell, Gronkowski, Cruz, Hopkins, and Ivory all suffering injuries.
They nearly did, but the good news is Cruz, Hopkins and Ivory are all back, and Gronkowski and Bell aren't far behind. This team should be okay.
The Dream Team added Cordarrelle Patterson and Vincent Brown, but this has only made their team marginally better. At best.
Predators have only had good news this preseason, with glowing reports coming from Lacey, Hilton, and Thomas. They are looking even stronger heading into the year.
Wicknan had a minor setback with Pete not being named the starter, but this has not really changed their season outlook.
Forge Flyers are flying completely under the radar this preseason. There is no news on them at all. But as they say, in fantasy football, no news is good news.
The Tuckfords have had a mixed preseason. They picked up Aaron Dobson, who might be a nice fill-in, but Fred Jackson has been appalling. They are looking shaky this year.
Bare Necessities had some positive news. Richardson and Hayward Bay were both named starters. They needed some depth outside of their handcuffs. This is just what they needed.
And finally, Gridiron Gang had Lamar Miller confirmed as the starter, and picked up Michael Vick. If Miller lost the job, this would have been catastrophic for them.
And now going on to our coach call, we've got Coach Nathwani here on the line. How's it going, Coach?
Yeah, not too bad, feeling.
Glad to hear it. So, give us your thoughts on your team. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of talk about my receiving calls being a bit subpar, but I'm happy with it. I'm content with it, and I think I can make a good run with it.
Much has been said about your wide receivers this off-season, not a lot of it positive. What's your take on the whole situation?
Well, I don't know about you, but I like them. I think Cobb will have to stand up. Gray is another wide receiver one, is why I've drafted like that. So, I mean, every so often, if Wallace and Bolden can bring something to the table, I'll be happy. I'm not expecting a lot, to be honest.
Just one more for you, Coach, and we'll let you get back to your game prep. How are you feeling about the big game against Thomas Tyrants?
Well, like, to be honest, I haven't been given it a lot of looks, but just recently, from what I understand, he's not in great shape, Tom, coming into this game, so I guess I can't complain. But yeah, he's still got some playmakers there, so I'm not as comfortable as I'd like to be.
Okay, thanks coach, good luck this weekend.
Alright.
Okay, well that just about wraps it up. I've been your host Lindsay Alton.
And I'm Frank Sanders. Best of luck this weekend coaches. Enjoy the games.